Good morning, Spirit of Life family. And that truly is how we think of you. And when I say we, I know I am speaking for my mom, my sister, and my brother-in-law, because they all contributed to this testimony today, because they're too chicken to get on Facebook and do it live with me. First, I guess I'd like you to know that I was a faithful, active member of a local church for 24 years. I started as the choir accompanist because the director turned out to be my junior high music teacher, and he asked. I was also a member of the worship committee, pastor parish relations, vice president of church council, meal preparer, server, cleanup helper. When the pandemic hit, I was one of the people who helped with each service that we did live on Facebook every week. I was involved and felt valued through 6 different pastors. Sadly, the direction that church has taken under some new leadership does not align with what I believe. So at a time when I needed a new church home, I want to go to church, like the song said, my mom suggested that I listen to one of Rob's services. She said, he does a great job. So I did. And I was hooked after that first service and haven't missed one since. There are many reasons why my family loves attending Spirit of Life and why we feel blessed to worship with you. And these are some of the things that we came up with. All ages of the congregation are involved in the services. That is so, it was so evident in the kazoo performance today. That was awesome. It's so inclusive. You don't just say it, you live it. And as the mother of a transgender daughter, that's huge for me. We feel accepted and loved. The messages are uplifting, and I learn from them. I love it when there can be a point and laughter in each one, and that includes all the messages from all the guest preachers and speakers in addition to Rob. So many backgrounds and different lifestyles that are represented by the members. I wish I'd been able to take communion that day when one of your members provided the bread. How cool was that? I love the music. Music is how I worship. From singing in a group called Faith Sound when I was in junior high and high school, to church choirs wherever I lived, to playing for services. I love how your tech team is able to allow me to sing with others. And I do get to sing along in the songs when I'm at home. I learned from the Time for Children also. I'm a child at heart. I love how the college kids can still participate online, okay? Like Cole did today. So many kids go off to college and you only see them once in a while. In fact, I love that anyone can attend online. Those who've moved away but still want to worship with friends, they're on vacation, but they come to worship, or like us, need a new church home. We get to worship together, my mom, my sister, and brother-in-law and I. And my mom is especially glad to feel closer to Faye, Rob's mom, during these services. We feel like we are part of this fabulous congregational family. Since I'm used to being an active member, I feel so honored that Rob and Martha have both contacted me to participate in different ways. Your leadership and members put the needs of your people first during the pandemic, doing online services, when in person requiring masks, keeping safe distances, and as the cases started going back up, going back to masks. That type of safety is so important to our family because my mother, love you, Mom, she's no spring chicken anymore, and she could be vulnerable. But also for my brother-in-law, John, who's a heart transplant recipient. Any germs could be so harmful for him. So they weren't really attending anywhere. And now they have been at church every week for over a year. What a blessing. The fact that you put the needs of your members first shows how you love like Christ. We feel like we know some of you because we've seen and heard you online for over a year now. My spiritual needs are being met here each week. I feel uplifted, accepted, loved, and ready to face the week ahead. I look forward to Sunday mornings with all of you. I'm doing a Bible study about being a woman of influence. I keep asking God where my influence should be. I hope it's here. Bonnie Gray, one of the contributors, said, cultivating relationships is spiritual work as we learn to love our neighbors. I believe this to be true, whether your neighbor is sitting next to you in the chairs there, they live in your town or state, or live 312.5 miles away from you. That's the distance between Audubon and Apple Valley, according to Google. You've given us a refuge, a come as you are safe harbor to praise worship, and make new friends. And we are so incredibly grateful for that. When Rob first asked me to share testimony, I freaked out a little bit. So I looked it up. A personal testimony is the sharing of where your life and God's action have intersected. Jesus knew that face-to-face relationships could be harder to maintain than a spiritual relationship with Christ. It's important for us to have healthy relationships with others, and we feel like we have a healthy relationship with you, Spirit of Life family. So let me finish with this. When I was adding this to my to-do list, I wrote, meant for me to meet Spirit of Life, because Rob said to tell what it has meant for me and my family and what we love about the church. When I read that the next day, it said, meant for me to meet Spirit of Life church members. This was meant to be. My life and God's actions, his nudges and influence have led us all, my family, to this amazing church and family. And we are looking forward to getting to know you more each week. We feel truly blessed to be a part of this. Thank you so much.